Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a loop? Your thoughts just keep spinning, replaying the same worries, the same doubts, the same old story. What if I told you that your mind isn't a fixed program, but a piece of software you can rewrite? Today, we're not just talking about changing your thoughts, we're talking about rewiring your brain. We're going to dive into 10 powerful habits that will fundamentally shift your mindset. And trust me, the 10th one is a game changer that ties everything together. So stick with me on this transformative journey. Let's start with the simplest yet most profound habit. Start your day with gratitude. Before your feet even hit the floor, before you check your phone, just take a moment. What are 3 things you're genuinely thankful for? It could be the warmth of your blanket, the sound of birds outside, or even just the fact that you woke up today. I remember a time when I was completely overwhelmed with a project. I felt like I was drowning. I forced myself to start this gratitude practice, and at first, it felt silly. I'm grateful for coffee. But soon it became, I'm grateful for this challenge because it's forcing me to grow. This tiny shift changes your brain's default setting from what's missing to what's present. It's the difference between starting your day in debt versus starting with a full bank account of positivity. Now, once your day has started, how do you keep that calm focus? This brings us to our second habit: embrace mindfulness. Our minds are constantly pulled into the past with regrets or launched into the future with anxiety. Mindfulness is the anchor that brings you back to right now. The why behind this is simple. The only moment you can ever truly control is the present. Think about it. When you're eating, do you actually taste your food? Or are you scrolling on your phone and thinking about your to-do list? A simple way to apply this today is to pick one daily activity, like drinking your morning coffee, and do it mindfully. No phone, no TV, just you and the coffee. Notice the warmth of the mug, the aroma, the taste. It seems small, but practicing this trains your brain to find peace in the present moment, reducing stress and enhancing your focus. But staying present is tough, especially when negative thoughts creep in, which leads us directly to our next habit. So what do you do when that inner critic starts shouting? Habit number 3, challenge negative thoughts. A thought pops into your head, I'm going to fail this presentation. Instead of accepting it as truth, become a detective. Ask it, is that 100% true? Have I ever succeeded before? What's the absolute worst that could happen? And could I handle it? The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." He knew that our unchecked thoughts create our reality. If you let that negative thought run wild, you're living in a reality of failure before you even start. But if you challenge it, you open the door to a different possibility. Here's a practical step. Write down a recurring negative thought. Next to it, write down 3 pieces of evidence that prove it's not entirely true. This exercise rewires your neural pathways to question negativity instead of automatically believing it. But you can't fight this battle if you're exhausted. And that brings us to the most underrated performance enhancer of all, sleep. Habit number 4 is to establish a consistent sleep routine. We live in a culture that glorifies hustle and treats sleep as a luxury. But here's the part nobody tells you: sleep isn't passive. While you're sleeping, your brain is actively working, cleaning out toxins that build up during the day and consolidating memories. What happens if you do the opposite? Chronic sleep deprivation is linked to anxiety, poor decision-making, and a weakened immune system. You're essentially trying to run a marathon on an empty tank. So how can you apply this tonight? Create a power-down hour before bed. No screens, no work, no stressful conversations. Read a book, take a warm bath, listen to calm music. This ritual signals to your brain that it's time to unwind, leading to deeper, more restorative sleep. And when you wake up feeling refreshed, you'll have the energy for our next habit. Let's talk about moving your body. Habit 5 is to engage in regular physical activity. You might hear exercise and think of grueling hours at the gym, but it doesn't have to be that. The key is finding something you enjoy. Why? Because exercise isn't just for your body, it's one of the most powerful tools for your mind. When you move, your brain releases endorphins, which are often called feel-good chemicals, but it's more than that. Exercise also boosts BDNF, a protein that supports the growth of new brain cells. Think of it as fertilizer for your brain. One of my clients was stuck in a creative rut, feeling completely uninspired. I suggested she just take a 20-minute walk every day without her phone. Within 2 weeks, she told me it was like a fog had lifted. New ideas were flowing freely. So, what can you do this week? Schedule 3 20-minute movement sessions. It could be dancing in your living room, walking in a park, or trying a yoga video online. The goal isn't to become an athlete, it's to give your mind the mood-lifting, clarity-boosting gift of movement. Now that your mind is clear and your body is energized, it's time for habit number 6, nurture your curiosity. When we were kids, we asked why about everything. As adults, we often stop asking. We think we need to have all the answers. But curiosity is the engine of growth. It keeps your mind flexible and open. What happens if you lose your curiosity? Your world shrinks. You get stuck in your ways, resistant to new ideas and experiences. Think about someone you admire. Chances are they are a lifelong learner. So what's one small way to apply this today? Go down a rabbit hole. Is there a topic you've always wondered about? Spend 15 minutes just learning about it. Watch a documentary, read an article, listen to a podcast. It doesn't have to be productive. The goal is to simply feed your mind something new, to spark that childlike wonder again. This not only makes life more interesting, but also opens you up to new connections, which brings me to our 7th habit. You can have all the personal habits in the world, but without this next one, life can feel empty. Habit 7 is to connect with others. We are fundamentally social creatures. A famous 80-year Harvard study found that the single biggest predictor of our happiness and health wasn't money, fame, or career success. It was the quality of our close relationships. In our hyper-connected digital world, it's easy to feel more disconnected than ever. We mistake likes and follows for genuine connection. Think about it. When was the last time you had a conversation where you weren't distracted by a notification? Here's a simple challenge for this week. Reach out to one person you haven't spoken to in a while, not with a text, but with a phone call, just to see how they are. These moments of real, undivided attention are what build the strong, supportive relationships that are essential for our emotional well-being. But the most important relationship you have is the one with yourself. This leads us to a habit that many of us find incredibly difficult. Practice self-compassion. This is habit number 8. Imagine your best friend comes to you, heartbroken after making a mistake. What would you say? You'd probably say, "It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. You did your best. Be kind to yourself." Now, what do you say to yourself when you make a mistake? For many of us, the inner voice is harsh, critical, and unforgiving. Self-compassion is about treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. It's not about making excuses. It's about acknowledging your humanity. Here's a powerful mental shift. Instead of saying, "I am a failure," try saying, "I feel like I failed at this task." This separates your identity from the outcome. You are not your mistakes. Practicing this builds resilience and gives you the courage to try again, knowing that even if you stumble, you'll have your own back. Now, while we build ourselves up from the inside, we also need to protect ourselves from the outside. This brings us to a critical modern-day habit. Limit your exposure to negativity. This is habit number 9. Your mind is like a garden. What you plant will grow. If you constantly consume outrage news, compare yourself to others on social media, or spend time with people who drain your energy, you are planting weeds of anxiety, envy, and despair. Think about it. Have you ever finished scrolling through a news feed and felt energized and optimistic about life? Probably not. I'm not saying you should live in a bubble, but you must be a conscious gatekeeper of your mind. Here's a practical step. Do a consumption audit. For one day, pay attention to everything you read, watch, and listen to. How does it make you feel? Then, make one small change. Unfollow an account that makes you feel bad about yourself. Swap 10 minutes of news scrolling for 10 minutes of an uplifting podcast. Curate your mental environment as carefully as you would your physical one. And finally, we've arrived at habit number 10, the one that ties it all together. Set achievable goals and celebrate the small wins. Big dreams are fantastic, but they can also be paralyzing. If your goal is to get healthy, where do you even start? It's too vague. But what if you broke it down? This week, I will go for a 20-minute walk 3 times and add a vegetable to my dinner every night. That's achievable. This habit rewires your brain's reward system. Every time you complete one of these small steps, your brain gets a hit of dopamine, the motivation molecule. It makes you want to do it again. The secret no one tells you about achieving big things is that it's just a series of small, consistent actions, and you have to celebrate them. Did you meditate for 5 minutes? Awesome. Acknowledge it. This isn't about patting yourself on the back for mediocrity. It's about building momentum and reinforcing the identity of someone who follows through. So there you have it, 10 habits to fundamentally rewire your mindset. From starting your day with gratitude to celebrating your small wins, each of these habits is a thread you can use to weave a new reality for yourself. Remember, this isn't a quick fix, it's a practice. Be patient and compassionate with yourself on this journey. Which of these habits resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this valuable, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content to help you build a better mind and a better life. Here's to the new you.